So my name is Martin. I was born in Bulgaria, lived many years in Italy, then the Netherlands, Singapore, Brazil, Portugal, and now I'm living in Spain, in Valencia. And my company is called Optimus Studio. And what we do is we define, design, and develop mobile applications, and we help small business owners with automating and digitalizing their business. My ideal clients are people with ideas who want to make a new startup or new mobile application. And then we help them with all the parts from defining the idea, clearing it out, and then designing the prototype and then putting it on the App Store. And I'll show you the tool of today. Okay. Are you able to see my screen correctly? You probably don't see much more than just the browser. And that's exactly it. Today's tool is Comet. Comet is a product by Perplexity. Can I get a quick show of hands, like who here knows about Comet? We have one. Okay. So that will be relevant for the rest of you, I hope. So Perplexity is one of the AI tools out there, and it's, of course, very helpful, very useful. It's probably awfully different from, not too different from ChatGPT and Gemini now that they are also enhanced with internet connectivity. But Perplexity started as a tool that is connected to the internet and is also a search engine, well, basically a search engine and research engine. So from here on, we can really look into everything more or less like a Google search in Perplexity. So for example, best coffee shops in Valencia. Let's say this is an example. And it's thinking, it's looking through and studying a lot of different resources and so on. And it even gives us a map with best locations. So maybe not too different than what you can expect from Google search. But of course, like it's enhanced with a lot of AI. I think a really cool part of it, of Perplexity as a product, is that it gives you the resources. So it tells you exactly where it got the information from. And if something's not correct or is just missing more information, you can always just check sources and you can check where that's coming from, essentially, from like why did it recommend it or why did it put it there. So far, pretty standard app as what you would imagine. But a few months ago, Perplexity, which is this tool what we're looking at right now, launched this whole browser, and the browser is called Comet. So I think just a week after, ChatGPT launched Atlas, which is their version of a browser. And technically speaking, these are just forks or say like branches of Google Chrome. So they're very, very similar to Google Chrome. You can use various extensions and tools the same way that you would use in Google Chrome. All of those that are available in Google Chrome are available in Comet and in Atlas as well. They're very similar as tools between themselves, but I tend to like, say, maybe dislike a little bit the policy of ChatGPT and like a little bit more other products in general. But there are some specific items that I'll show you today that are specifically like much better on Comet than on Atlas. So as of now, as you saw, basically it's a little bit of a search. You can ask follow-up questions, like nothing too different from what you can expect. What is nice about Perplexity and Comet is that you can choose the model. So for example, if you know that Gemini usually gives you way better results in some type of search than another, you can use Gemini. You can also put it in the thinking mode. So it's going to be enhanced with AI search and all of that. Or if you prefer ChatGPT, you can also do that. You can use Claude, you can use Grok. And this also means that you have all of the benefits of those tools included inside. So you can say that Grok, for example, is pretty good at generating images and videos. So you can say, make a small poster with a freelancer drinking coffee in Valencia. Not amazing prompt to start with, but it can also be a starting point to generate an image. It's going to take a minute or two, of course, like all of the other ones. But as you see from here, you can check, you can change even what model you're using for generating it. And this is standard Perplexity feature, which is available all across any browser. I would say the key tool for today is Comet, which is the browser itself, because, okay, freelance fuel, coffee in Valencia. Okay, cool. We have the paella. We have the coffee, we have the Plaza de la Reina, and yeah, so you would get everything as you would imagine from, from a basic prompt without even specifying what's the styling and so on. So pretty quick to move around. You don't need to, move around browsers and different tools for that. But the benefit of using a browser which is AI enhanced is that at any point that you're at another location, for example, say that we are here in our Skool community and we can open the assistant toolbox on the side. So essentially this gives us an AI space that is connected to the page that you're looking at and to your browser in general. So as well here, you can choose, of course, like the model and all of that, but here we'll be also already working with the context of what you're seeing on the page. So for example, we can ask when is the next paddle event in the community? In the community. So here the AI is basically gonna get the context. Okay, we're looking at some page. It's gonna figure out, hopefully, that we need to. Okay, no, it went to look to Comunidad Valenciana. So it started like looking for events in Valencia in general. And I can tell it when is the next paddle event, and then I can also specify exactly that I want this website. Like usually it will be working if you're like highlighting, like if you're like highlighting stuff as well, and you copy and you paste here, it would know that they come from here, for example. Um, so let's see whether it can give us a result like this. So as you can imagine, as I see, not all of you, but most of you are foreigners around Spain. This is very helpful to go through public documents and look for what is the tax model that I need to pay at this and that location and so on. So it was rather quick. The next paddle event is, oh, that was not a great demo. So it said the AI workshop and networking is right now. That's correct. And then, yeah, it did not find the paddle event. So because it didn't went necessarily through the calendar and look through the events. So we can be more explicit here and say like, go through the calendar events and find the next paddle session. And so now it will be not only a search engine, but it will be an assistant. So I can say allow, and what it's going to be doing now is, as you see, like this cool blue halo effect, it's just going to be starting to click around, and I'm not holding it, I'm not touching anything. So it's just moving around and it's finding when are the next events, and then it found it and it says the next paddle event is happening today at 5:30 p.m. in Valencia Tennis Center, and some other information about it. So as you see, this is a very handy to just start looking through data throughout websites. But besides looking through data, what is interesting is that you can actually even tell it to start to do things for yourself. So for example, I'm going to open a new tab here and I would say, buy me, no, add to cart. I don't want it to buy it. It doesn't have really access to my bank account, and I would not advise you to give it back access to your bank account. Let's say add to cart a vegan protein, a big box of a vegan protein from bulk. This is the place where I usually go buy vegan proteins. So it will just navigate by itself to bulk.com. Okay, it's just hands-free mode. And while it's doing this, I can just easily like go to another tab and look at something else, like do the normal things that I'm doing, and I'm running this in the background. So at the background, it will go, it will find vegan protein. It's clicking on the biggest package because I told it I want a big package. And now it recently added even the protection to add explicitly. Do you really want it to add it to cart? So I can tell it, yeah. And it clicks and it adds it to cart. So you see how pretty much like a lot of tasks that you can be doing on the web, it can be very easily automated, and also visually you could see where it's clicking. Of course, at any moment you can pause it and you can take over control. And in that case, I was just testing it earlier, so I already added some vegan proteins before that. But as you see, like in my cart, it did added it correctly. So in that case, I knew that I want to buy from Vogue.com, but for example, you may be looking for say like find me a night lamp from Amazon and add it to the cart. As you see, I can also like just type straight in the bar and it's gonna figure out, okay, yeah, that's the search you want me to do. And since I put it as a act on it, it's just going to Amazon.com, it's looking for a night lamp, it's gonna be clicking around, and it's gonna be adding it to me. So this is, I think, a killer feature. And this is not a free tool. It's like $20 a month, same like Atlas and so on. So the other like AI powered browsers. I've been using this for a few months now and it works really, really well. It gives errors as much as any other AI tool would be giving errors, but as you see, okay, it managed to add a night lamp for me straight in the cart. So you can see how just a lot of things that you may be clicking around the internet and the web can be automated with that. And preparing presentations, for example, and so on. So we saw the images, we saw the agents, and yeah, actually just this week they announced a new, well, this is the assistant, so to say. Of course, like they also have a lot of other plugins and stuff, which are, say, like, they have like features specifically related to travels, features specifically related to patents. So, for example, you can look if you have like an idea, or if your clients have an idea, you can look through the patents directory, and like they have like created like a very, very nice searchable tool for that. So, for example, recently we were working on an app about people living in van communities, like the van lifers. So, find me patents for the name Van Gogh, for example. This is the name that we thought about. And it's going to be looking through the patent hold for it, and it says there is a brand which is for tents, so like it's tent poles and structures for camping, and it can give you the exact patent number and so on. So it has various tools integrated inside for this for the search agents, and as well it has a lot of tools as well that you can connect. So you can as well be plugging your say your deep research, of course, like as all the other ones, but you can plug in your Notion, your Gmail, and it even look through context of your Notion, your Gmail, or maybe other tools that you could be plugging in to basically extract information when you're asking questions. And a very interesting new thing that they just launched this week, which I haven't tested yet, is computer works or agents, basically. So this is something that is for the max plan, and the max plan is not as cheap as just the Pro. This is $200 a month, and the idea is that you will be able to connect also different skills like with agents and then like different connectors and MCP servers. So you can just connect your whole infrastructure basically using Perplexity as the managing center of control, which is also connected to the internet, which is also connected to your email, which is just basically connected to everything. So this is one thing, and also another thing that they announced yesterday, as far as I'm aware, is that they will be announcing. They announced that it's still on a waiting list. It will be actually kicking off on March 11th, which is next week. Perplexity and Comet specifically for iPhones. So this means that you will have that power of looking through and just acting straight from the browser, basically having an agent in the browser for yourself from your iPhone as well. So that's the tool that I wanted to share today. This is Comet, and I hope that you liked it and you'll find it useful. So next, I would open the microphone, and yeah, it's part of the networking. So I would want to place the conversation in light of this tool and just ask you, how do you see yourself using such tool, and would you find it useful?